Yes, I've titled this one "We're in this together," and I want to get a real sense of like we need to hug each other after this talk. Is that okay? Okay, it's the Danish way. Um, so why are we here? Oh no, who am I? Hello. I'm Sebastian. I work at Umbraco HQ. I am the head of PR, which is head of pull requests, not public relations. Now I can see you again. Ah, that's better. Now I have my picture taken with the new glasses on, so that's good. Thank you. So I am also the chief tinfoil hat officer. I do security stuff, and who has not updated their website with the latest client dependency version yet? You're all fools. Please leave and go update your websites. It's critical. Thank you. No? Okay. We have actually updated our websites, and I think that went well. I'm here to talk to you about contributing to Umbraco and open source in general, and we have a very short agenda. Why would you do this? What type of contributions can we ask of you? The good news is that you're all already contributing because you're here, which is the one thing, and then there's more things that you're already doing as well. I have something called Team Umbraco, which I just invented the other day, which I will explain later. There will be some cheesiness, you've already noticed that, and is anyone allergic to 80s music? Callum, out. So in the theme of we're all in this together and things like that, we do. Okay, enough cheese. This is the theme of the talk, so we're good, right? So why would you contribute to Umbraco or open source in general? There's loads and loads of reasons. One of the reasons I'm here to ask you to do it is so that we get free work from you, and we don't have to worry about the bugs that we make, right? So please make sure that you fix all our bugs. Thank you. But if you do that, you will indeed fix stuff, and not just for yourself, but for a few 100,000 other people who are actually using our software, which is really cool. You will definitely learn a lot from actually looking at the code base of Umbraco and figuring out how things work. If you start with a small little bug that's always annoyed you, this is what I did when I first started looking at the code. Just try and find the bugs and see where it goes and see where the code leads you, and see what happens. From that, you will get a lot of experience looking at other people's code bases as well, which is fun. At least to me, it's fun. I'm a nerd. But it's also fun to actually dive into something that's always annoyed you, fix it, and then you're like, oh, that's really great, really great. It kind of benefits your career as well if you have a look at fixing things in Umbraco or creating new things in Umbraco. You will actually have made something that's being used by loads and loads of people, so it's very marketable. This is how I got the job. This is if you want to work at Umbraco, just start fixing it and move to Odense. Anyone want to move to Denmark? No? Come on, it's beautiful. Okay. Krakow is also really beautiful, so I get you. Never mind. By contributing to Umbraco, you also grow your network. You get to talk to people that you normally wouldn't talk to. You get in chats on GitHub, on the issue tracker, on the PRs with people. You learn their quirks and all kinds of fun things about them, and you will definitely have fun meeting them at conferences. I'd been using Umbraco for 2 months. Before I went to my first conference, which was Code Garden. Who's been to Code Garden before? All right, cool. That's good. Really great conference, and I am not the most extrovert person. You wouldn't. I mean, my shirt says extrovert, but really no. And I got to talk to people immediately, and it was nice. I felt nice and calm. And of course, we want to make the world a better place. Na zdrowie. So, what types of contributions can you give? This is a contribution. This guy on Twitter goes, which monkey decided to use an int identity column for the node ID in Umbraco? All content items should be unique. GUID, major fail. To which Niels, the founder of Umbraco, responds, I'll be in London on Friday. Feel free to call me a monkey face to face. I might kick you in the balls in return. Hard. He took it well. He was really ready for a kick in the balls. But I think he learned his lesson that constructive criticism might be a little bit better than calling someone random a monkey on the internet. So, how should you then contribute? Yes, bug reports are great. Complain, but please do it a little bit nicer than that. That would be really nice. Contributing is all about exercising your people skills, and I know we have problems having those skills, but we can get there. The first thing I did when I started to learn Umbraco was actually post and ask questions on the forum. I didn't just ask questions. After a while, I started answering them as well as I could. I wasn't really sure what I was doing, but some people were actually enjoying the answers, so that was good. In the process of answering people's questions, you get to try out a lot of things. You get to see other people's code, which is always interesting. It can make you laugh, it can make you cry, it can make you really happy as well. If you have absolutely no knowledge of code or whatever, you could try and translate some stuff. I'm sure there's not a lot of Polish translations yet, so this is your chance to win the Hall of Fame, the best Polish translation. You can create packages for Umbraco with your plugins for Umbraco, and you can possibly go on the issue tracker and ask for feature requests. And there's a star there because a feature request implies you have a great idea. Do you wanna help make it? Go for it. Of course, there's not just code that you can contribute to. We have documentation. Some of it is wrong. You can help fix it. We all have eyes, and we have all read something that was not correct. We now have a feature on the documentation where you can click a pencil and say edit this, and immediately you can edit it and ask us to update it. I don't know, CSS fixes, JavaScript, HTML. You see a textual error somewhere, correct it. You will make a pull request for Umbraco. It will be accepted, and you'll have the awesome contributor badge on our Umbraco. Hey, translations again. We really love translations. As Callum already mentioned, I saw a tweet this morning from Scott Hanselman, about this book called Forge Your Future with Open Source by VM Brasseur. I don't know how to pronounce that. And she has actually written a book about what this talk is supposed to be about. And one of the parts of this book is these are all of the other contributions that you could do. If you're, for example, really good at marketing, Ireland, where's Ireland? There you go. See, the whole of Ireland is here. But the Ireland Meetup group is starting up and trying to do some marketing in Ireland about how awesome Umbraco is. Same for, of course, this Polish festival. Same thing. So you're already contributing. It's amazing. Other cool things are code testing. Maybe you have very specific knowledge about accessibility, UI design, things like that. We are happy for anybody who has really good input. Mostly today, I want to talk about code contributions because I think we're mostly developers here. So I wanted to show you a little bit about how you take Umbraco and do something with it. Who has ever cloned the Umbraco source code? That's a good amount of hands. Who has ever contributed anything to another code base? Pull requests. Okay, less hands. Good. Cool. If you need inspiration, we have a help wanted tag on GitHub. So all of our issues are tagged with help wanted if we don't have time to work on it or we don't want to work on it, but we want the bug or the feature to be implemented. So there's two things. There's bugs or features in our world. If you start working on a bug fix, make sure to comment on it and say I'm working on it, because someone else might be working on it at the same time. So if you're both working on it, that would be a waste of time. So leave a comment saying I'm going to try and fix this. Ask questions a lot. It's fine. We won't judge you. We're a friendly community. We just want you to succeed with whatever you're doing. So how do you want me to implement it? What should it look like? I'm going to change this this icon. Is that okay? Strange things happen when I do this. What happened? I don't know what happened. Just let us know, and someone will get back to you with an answer, hopefully. If you start working on a feature, we would like for you to first ask if we want the feature. Sometimes it's just not something that we think is in the right direction, but we can help you get it to the right direction. Sometimes we have features that are open in Help Wanted, but they don't have guidance from us yet. So it might be something that says, yes, we want this feature, and then there's a million questions about, okay, how should we implement this feature? We're trying to be really good at actually describing what we want then, but if you have ideas, please confirm them with us first. I think we have a good example here. So, the internet is nice and fast. I don't have waiting music. Damn it. Kind of magic. Kind of magic. Kind of magic. That's pretty good, right? So Gareth here asked four simple questions, or four actually elaborate questions, to which I was able to answer four very simple answers: yes, no, maybe, try it out. It's probably already fixed, which is really good. And then he could move on and not waste his time by doing things that we didn't want. So that's a good pointer. Oh yeah, when you start working on new things, it is very tempting to sit there for days and days and do stuff, and then in the end show the beautiful end result. Please don't do that. Work in short little increments. Open a pull request immediately. Tell us that it's a work in progress, and we can follow along with what you're doing, and then we can actually comment and guide you to a successful result. So, working with the Umbraco CMS codebase, it's very simple. As you can see, there's only 5 steps to go. But it's a little bit more complicated than that, of course. So I've been taught never to say ever that anything is simple. It's not, but we can show you how it looks like if you want to try this out. So, if the internet is working, so first you start with forking Umbraco on GitHub. So there's a fork button at the top there. You tell it where to fork it, and that means you taking a copy of the Umbraco code base and putting it in your own GitHub repository. It takes a few seconds, and then you have a complete copy of whatever we've made, ready for you to clone, which is the next step. Oops, clone. So if you have GitHub, the GitHub app installed, then you can easily do it in the GitHub desktop. Other Git clients are obviously also supported. Once you hit the clone button, it will download everything to your local machine. And if your internet connection is really fast, it will be this fast. And eventually you'll have everything that we have up until now, our code. Then, the most important and the most annoying step is that we need to build it. We ship with a little PowerShell script that's called build.ps1. If you run that, then the chances of you succeeding the first build are the highest. We have a lot of dependencies. We have really weird build scripts for, oh, let me check, npm gulp grunt, something with ice cream. I can't remember what all the fancy front-end stuff is anymore. That all needs to be configured just right, and then it works. If you run this build PowerShell, most of the time it works. I just told you I shouldn't say things are simple. This is not simple, and sometimes it fails. We can help you with that. All right, so you've built it, and everything looks okay here. There's no errors in your console here. There is a few warnings at the end. This is normal. Hopefully in V8 there will be less warnings. Then you can run Umbraco by opening the Visual Studio project, which is really fast on my machine because I edited the video. And once you have it open, you can just hit the play button to debug and run IS Express, and your browser will pop up, ask you for the installation details. So this is a normal default install of Umbraco. It will install the starter kit for you, and once you're up and running with that, then you're really golden. Then you can actually go and debug Umbraco. Once you've debugged your problem and you found it, you can send us a pull request, which is something like this. You commit your changes to Git after making them. Over here, I just made a change to the README file. In Git here, I just made a new branch so that you can make multiple pull requests at the same time. So if you have multiple fixes that you want to do, you can divide them over multiple pull requests, and it's really easy if you have different branches to do that in. Yep, give it a commit message, loading, and then you can push it to the repo. I do play this song every time I push something. Once you've pushed your changes to GitHub, the GitHub site will immediately tell you about this new branch that you've just pushed, and it will offer to make a pull request for you. And then just clicking that button makes it really easy. We have a template which you can fill in, which says I've created an issue and this is the link. I've added some descriptions. So after you've made this pull request, you can check these off so that we know that it's that you've thought about everything. While this is submitted, you will see here down here that the branch, there we go, is being checked. So our build server is immediately running the build to see if that all worked. So that's this next one. So the build server will make sure that your PR builds correctly. You didn't break anything in any CS files. We run all the unit tests, which are terribly slow, so it takes 25 minutes to run through everything. But that's all right. You just leave it running, and we'll either get a green or an X. That's something didn't work. And eventually, if everything worked, it will generate a zip and a NuGet package, just like we would generate when we would build a final version of Umbraco. So we can actually download it, unzip it, run it, and see if it works. If that's easiest to test something. If you go to this wonderful URL or to our umbraco.com and then click on contribute, you will get the full guidelines that we have for contributing to Umbraco. Oh yes. Next step, then Team Umbraco kicks in. We've called this different things, but I'm trying to think of a new word for these people because I want to have one word for it. Because I'm a programmer and I want to classify things in nice boxes. So we have what used to be called, or what still is called, the PR team, which is the people who look at pull requests for Umbraco CMS. And these are volunteers. So this is Anders, Dave, and Emma, and Purnima. They are looking at pull requests that come in and issues that come in on a voluntary basis. So we talk to them on our Slack channel, and they help us out with the pull requests coming in and issues as well. And on the documentation side, which is led by Sophie, we have Mark, Jevon, and Damien doing the same thing, and Jesper is our newest member of the HQ PR team, or the documentation team. So that's called Team Documentation now, but maybe we can find a better name. Team Umbraco. Whee! These are not special people. They are special people. In our hearts, they are very special. But they are just doing things that you all can also do. So if you see a pull request coming into Umbraco and you're like, ooh, I see some really weird code in there, maybe you should do it differently. Feel free to comment on it and help us out, because that just means that we have more input from you guys before we merge something really stupid. Which, high five, I suck. That happens sometimes. Besides that, that not so special but still special team will grow eventually once we get more stuff coming in. So if you have ambitions, make sure that you make yourself known. The end result, after your pull request has been merged by the HQ, should look a little bit like this. Oh, hang on. And it should sound a little bit like this. My samples are too long. Okay, that was the very, very short of it. I talked really fast, I'm sorry. But now you can drink beer earlier. Hey! Do you have any questions? I have one more thing after questions, though. This is a very good question. So, German beer. Oh no, sorry, it's Polish beer, of course. This is a very good question. So we have set internal goals for making sure that pull requests don't stay open too long, because in the past, high five, I suck. We still have pull requests open from 2016, and we're working through them now. So the sort of unofficial goal is hopefully within 30 days your pull requests will be either merged or rejected, and after you send us a pull request, we'll reply within a few days saying, oh, thank you, maybe you should look at this, maybe we should look at this, or this looks interesting, we'll look at it in the next week or so. So we're trying to be better at setting expectations. We're not there yet, but it's getting better. Good? No. You removed everything. I will look at it next week. Rune? Oh yeah, that's not code. Well, I would argue that CSS is not code, but okay, JavaScript, you're right. That is intense code. I would not wish that on anybody. Good question. Speaking of the teams that have been doing that work, this is a hidden page on our Umbraco which you can't access, but I can. Where we actually have some stats for this month, for example. So we still have 116 pull requests open, and that's pull requests made by community members, so not by HQ. Internally, we also use pull requests for everything because we want to make sure that everybody reviews all the code that goes into Umbraco eventually. So this is from this month. Instead of 116 pull requests open, we have one new contributor this month. There's been 31 pull requests created here. 6 of them has been merged, and 6 of them have been closed. And this is way below what I would like to see right now. But that's because we've been busy with moving to a new issue tracker, fixing security issues and things like that. So, sorry. So the stats for the last few months look a little bit more impressive. So in July we had 86 plus 22 pull requests closed. So that's about over 100, and while there was only 60 open. So that's really good. We're really trying to dig into that backlog of old issues and pull requests and close them all off. So yep, we're tracking that internally right now, and we'll make these stats open soon when we feel comfortable with that they are actually accurate and they actually add some value there. So, hang on, yes, okay, I did all my samples. I said thank you.